that's wrong. Because you got to remember, every time we go to a situation, there's always a gun. It's our gun.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I got one more question. I get back to the table. This is from, and you don't have to answer it. This came from Latoya Jones, going back to Amber Geiger. She said, quote unquote, she was not on the clock, so how is the association required to pay her legal fees?
All I'm going to say on that, because I kind of have to stay above.
Right. You don't have to, again, you don't have to answer the question if you don't
She
want.
was and so you have to be
Number one, she from Detroit. We just beat them.
We've been to the Super Bowl.
but I think you have to understand our history. And sometimes individuals coming from another state look at us and say, "Oh, y'all are messed up." No, we're not messed up. We've tried it that way, or we've tried it the other way. This is what works best in this community,
Right.
because we've done it and have been for a very long time. Because of those relationships that, like Chief Brown, and I hadn't had the best relationship with Chief Brown,
Right.
at a time. We still talk, we're still friends. It was never anything personal.
Right.
It was about what was best for the department. And we had mutual respect for that. And because I'm gonna be honest with you, on July 7th, we couldn't have asked for a better chief when all that went down.
Right.
I mean,
right.
that was
Yeah.
a serious volatile situation that took a true
Yes.
leader to get us through that.
Right.
And he did.
He was on point. He was on point. Yeah.
And when you can relate to that, which he did, and I think, I feel like I see in our community, we look at Chief Hall sometimes, hoping she'd be another Chief Brown, which they're two different individuals.
If you guys aren't gonna run again, then I'm not gonna run. Because I needed people who were smarter than me behind me.
Right.
I needed people that had institutional knowledge, because nobody gave me a handbook and says, this is how you're the president of an organization of 2,500 officers.
Right.
You know, I was gonna make mistakes, and I knew I was gonna make mistakes, but I needed somebody behind me to say, you know what, Mike, before you get on that TV or before you write. And those
Yes, man.
Exactly, and those individuals that I think could have done that job for her, she got rid of. I mean, look at Malik. Malik Aziz was, you know, he went for the possession too. Is probably one of the most well-respected administrative on the department, because we've all worked for him, and he's been in that in the command staff for a long time, so he knows what we've done in the past and what didn't work, but he couldn't change it because he just wasn't high enough to change it. So you just always put people that are smarter than you to
Around
make
you.
you look good.
Yeah.
So you succeed.
One more follow-up question from Paige Diggs. She says, do you think police officers receive all the proper training, such as bias training, which could reach the goal you said, everyone going home?
Well, let me say this first. Everybody's biased. If anybody says they're not biased in anything, they're lying to themselves. Everybody has bias. Now, whether you want to understand those biases, that's how you correct your biases. Is that you got to realize what they are and do the best that you can not to have those biases. So I used to teach multiculturalism in the academy, and the first thing I would do is go in that classroom of 40, 50 recruits and say, look, no matter what I say for the next 4 years or the next 4 hours, ain't gonna change you if you're a bigot. You got here because you're a pretty damn good liar. That's how you got here. So nothing I'm gonna say is gonna change that. And when you answer, you're gonna give me the same answers you gave the oral board, the same answers you gave to get the job. You're pretty good at what you're doing. The difference in this profession is that when you get into the community, you can't hide those biases.
You sure can.
Right.
You can't, because those buttons will get pushed. And either you rise above them, or those buttons get pushed and your true colors come out. So I would tell them, yeah, you're gonna make it today. Yeah, you're gonna make it to graduation, but you ain't gonna make 3 years.
Right.
You'll be gone.
Because they'll find you out real quick.
You done, and we will find out. And so to answer her question, there's only so much you can teach a human being. Either you're a good person or you're not.
Right.
And you know, and that's where we roll that dice. You're gonna be a good cop. Because to be honest, being a cop is just plain old common sense for the most part. But it's about being a good human being.
Right.
And that falls upon, really, I believe, no matter what environment you were brought up in, if your circle, whether it was your mom, your dad, or maybe just your mom or your uncle, your grandmother, whatever, if you were bought with the values that doing something for other weighs way more than anything you could get back for yourself, then you're going to be a good cop.
Yeah. Let's do this right here. Tell us overall what you would like as far as the Amber situation or anything else that you've been involved in. Tell us overall what you would like for the community to come out of the community so that we can understand where police officers stand and where you stand, especially you, because I brought you on because of a comment that you made. So we can all just give us a better understanding.
Well, I think the number one thing is that we as a community, when I say community, that's including the police and the community. We need to tell everybody, let's just calm down a second. You know, you talked about the presentation that was at the church. You know, that had a lot of opportunity to be positive, But when a lot of hate on either side, when people start throwing a lot of hate around, nobody listens.
Right.
You know, y'all talk football, so I'm gonna put it in my football scenario. This is how I put it. You know, if you look at a football field of 100 yards, on each side, from the 20 yards to the goal line, there's a certain section of people that are within those 20 yards, no matter what you say, no matter what I say. There's individuals that are watching this on Facebook that are probably cussing me up and down. Because there's nothing I'm gonna say that's gonna convince those individuals to stop and listen. So there's nothing I can do about those individuals. Those are the ones threatening me, my family, and all that. There's nothing I can do about that. But the 40 yards on each side, those 80 yards in between, those are people that want to do the right thing, including the police in those 80 yards. Those are the individuals that we have to sit around a table realize what you're trying to tell me, and you to realize what I'm trying to tell you. And it goes right back to what I told you on the phone. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that's because you're supposed to listen twice as much as you talk.
Right.
But we don't do that. We try to yell at each other. We try to cuss at each other. I'm trying to tell you why you're wrong and why I'm right. Instead of validating what I hear you saying, and stop saying but every time you say something. And you stop saying but every time I say something to you. But when you have individuals that are wearing a shirt saying oink oink die, kill pigs,
Right.
what is the police community supposed to say when they see that? To me, that tells you that you want to kill me and the guy I sit in a squad car with, where I made him a promise that I would take care of his kids if something happened to him, and he made me a promise that he would take care of my kids if something happened to me. So that's where that hate has got to go out. And we as a community need to tell those individuals, if you want to scream and yell, you do it someplace else. Here, it's about finding solutions.
I think one of the greatest things you got that the Dallas Police Department did was that shooting was at July the 7th, right?
Correct.
And that was a day where citizens were marching against the police officers. And as soon as that guy got up and El Centro started shooting, the police officers told the city, you take cover, we take care of you. And that just threw hate all out the window. Because they're marching against you guys, and when the shooting happens, you say, forget that, y'all, we got you covered.
And look what happened afterwards. We did what we were supposed to do. And afterwards, the community in turn showed us how much they cared about us.
Yeah.
That's where we need to go back. You're exactly right. We need to go back to that feeling.
Right.
That we can have differences, but let's find our common ground and find solutions.
Exactly.
You want us to be better? Tell me how I can be better, because maybe I don't see it. But if you're yelling and cussing at me, I'm not gonna sit at a table with you and let you do that.
Well, I can tell you now, when you pull me over, just keep that ticket.
Like I said,
Is it too late for you to run for governor?
my last name's Mata, and it's real
Look how
Hispanic. It's a
like-
real Hispanic.
when you look
I'm
at
married
it-
to an Irish woman, but I'm not Irish.
We already got Valdez up there, so.
Well, and that's what I want the public to understand. Look, I've said it before. I will go any place, anytime, and have any conversation anywhere, as long as it's productive and that we're working on a solution. I'm not gonna go somewhere just so somebody can cuss me out of it.
Right.
I can get that.
You
I
can
get
get that
that
home.
with my Uncle Freddie. You know, get it wrong. He always light me up all the time.
And I know your Uncle Freddie, so you know.
But you know, I mean, I think we owe each other more than that.
Right.
Because let's be honest, the citizens need the police, and there ain't no doubt we need the citizens.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm gonna be first to admit, I did have some harsh feelings about it. And when Cedric called me the other night about 10:30 to inform me that you was gonna be on our show tonight, I was planning on writing down 1,000 questions and a million statements. But knowing what I do know, you know, giving, like you say, step back, chill, you know, like those statements you say, we can all sing together, but we can't all talk at the same time. And I think that's the problem, part of the problem in the community. Everybody's trying to talk without reasoning, you know, get an understanding why things took place, how this is, you know. You just gotta learn the procedure, you know, the policy within why things happen and if certain things do happen, you know. I had this conversation with one of my daughters when my dad passed away. I brought home a shotgun, I brought home a 38, and which I had my firearm there, and she was saying, well, Daddy, would you really shoot someone? And I paused, and I said, well, baby, look, put it like this. I can take care of myself, but part of my responsibility is to take care of you all, you know. And you really have to start thinking about it, because I was listening to you a few minutes ago. You majority of you all out there, y'all don't want to shoot anybody.
No. I mean, look what happens to you.
Yeah, right.
Even if it's a 100% good shooting, you're rooting for the rest of your life.
Right, you know, mentally, it could go either way down with either road. So, like I said, you know, y'all are the first respond. You put your life in danger for us, you know. So, I feel like I live in a good city. I grew up in Dallas, but now I live in City Hill. I call City Hill police. They were there in 30 seconds. You know, I have a good friend that's on the force there, and he told me, he said, AD, when we get a call that somebody's breaking in your house, we don't want to get there as much as you don't want to face the robbery, because we don't know all the details, what we walking into, you know. So you all are being cautious, and really the public owes the first responders a whole lot, be a police officer, a fireman. My brother was a fireman, you know, so I applaud, you know, what you are, to me, you do need a raise.
Well, thank
You know, really, because it takes a special person to deal with the public.
When they're angry.
And, yeah, and
they're mad at somebody.
And like I told you, I was a dart driver. Yeah.
Oh, you had some angry people at
I didn't
that.
have a
Let's just stop,
gun.
see what happens.
I didn't have no tape.
You had the dark police at the time.
Yeah, I didn't have what you all had to protect yourself. So you gotta think about scenarios if it happened. How would you handle the
Well,
situation?
and I tell folks all the time that, you know, I worked undercover for a while, and everybody thinks, well, wasn't that dangerous? I'm gonna be honest with you. Working undercover wasn't dangerous, because I already knew who I was dealing with, who was involved.
Right.
Trust me, when I was doing my little deal, whatever, I had people all around me. You didn't see them, but they were there. And I knew if it was gonna go bad, I had one responsibility, and that's hit the ground, right? The most dangerous job on this department is patrol officer.
Correct.
When you answer a call and you got no idea what's going on behind that door, or when you walk up to a car and you have no idea what's going on in the car. You know, it's that little sense that we have in the back of our neck that says something ain't right, but we don't know what it is. And so I know sometimes it offends individuals when we pull our gun out. Nobody wants to do that. Trust me, no officer wants to shoot anybody. We're better than that.
Right. I was looking at the news lately, and DeSoto incident, where the two cops showed up because the mother called the cops behind her two boys out in the street fighting, but you call for them to come out, but you get upset because they pulled their taser. They were gonna take you. Wait a minute, and I think one of y'all biggest highest incident when y'all go to a domestic call.
Absolutely, because they're usually younger, taller, you know, stronger, more fatter, and you know, and all that. And that's one thing that a lot of public doesn't know. The Dallas Police Association, we were for body cameras 150%. We actually helped write the bill with Senator West. Cameras, one, was a necessity.
Right.
It was going to help with transparency, and to be honest, it was going to help cops way more than it was going to hurt them. And if it was going to hurt you, we need to get rid of
Then
you.
you got to be gone anyway.
You got to go. So because it told the whole story, not not a trimmed down video clip to where that's the point that we use force. You didn't see what happened before, you didn't see what happened after. So trust me, every single officer patrol now pretty much has a video camera, and it's the best for everybody.
Right.
Well, let's do this right here. We're gonna take a quick break.
Well, thank you regardless. Thank you for allowing us to ask you those questions.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, I'm happy to come back anytime.
And being transparent too.
So y'all,
Yes.
I was being nice tonight, really.
Yeah, you really were.
Yeah, he's really like,
I was being nice.
Yeah, he really kind of
Obnoxious.
yeah, he is. He's the worst one of the group.
Yeah, he took my place.
I better go get him. Ain't nothing worse than an upset mama.
Oh no,
Can you leave me your taser?
Whoa.
You better say I'd be happy.
Wait. Is it city issued or is it just ball?
It's city issue.
Okay, so
You can't
I'll go
have
online
it.
and give one in.
all right. This has been 41 Sports Talk Radio, 4radionetwork.com. We'll be right back.